After ending the call, Zhang Yi stretched and said, "Well, it's time to let them know about this." In the living room, he showed the email to everyone on the big screen. "Okay, everyone is here. Let me tell you about calling you here." Zhang Yi sat up straight, looked at everyone and said, "The Jiangnan District Headquarters has issued a call to all forces within the region. It requires us to arrive at Blizzard City in Jinling before April 8th. There is basically no room for maneuver in this matter, and we can't refuse it. We have to go. So I tell you in advance, be prepared. There is nothing to discuss about this matter. They won't be stupid enough to go against the Jiangnan district. Go, of course you have to go." Zhang Yi simply notified them. After hearing this, everyone couldn't help but talk about it. Fatty Shu said worriedly, "Why did the district suddenly call us over? Is there some conspiracy?" Uncle Yu said, "Probably not. Maybe just a general mobilization like a military parade." Fatty Shu asked again, "Is there going to be a war?" Uncle Yu said, "That's hard to say, but it shouldn't be." He smiled and said, "Although we are in the end times now, there are 6 districts guarding China. Who dares to invade?" Zhang Yi listened to the discussions of the crowd and told everyone the news he had heard from Baili Changqing. "You don't have to worry too much. I've already communicated with my friends over there. This should be a meeting held by the Jiangnan District Headquarters to determine its authority and unify the jurisdiction of all forces in the region. It's not as if they're going to recruit us and let us leave Tianhai City and go over there." Zhang Yi spread his hands. "After all, if we leave, Tianhai City will really become a dead city. Maybe other people will be thinking about it. I believe the Jiangnan district will not make such a decision." "Okay, next we have to decide on the candidates to go there." Zhang Yi glanced at everyone and said lightly, "Let's do it the same as usual. I, Uncle Yu, Fatty Shu, Liang Yue, and Flower will go to Blizzard City. The others will stay behind." But someone raised an objection. Zhou Keir looked at Zhang Yi eagerly. "Zhang Yi, it's a rare gathering of mutants in the entire Jiangnan region. I also want to go and take a look. Maybe I can help." Zhang Yi smiled and said, "You are a doctor. We are not going there to fight. What are you going to do?" "That's hard to say." Zhou Keir hugged Zhang Yi's arm and said coquettishly, "You also said that there will be a lot of good and bad people there. What if there is a conflict with them and a fight? A personal doctor is here. Don't you feel relieved?" Zhang Yi smiled and said, "How can there be no doctors in Blizzard City?" Zhou Keir raised her eyebrows and said meaningfully, "Are you assured to let their doctors treat you?" Zhou Keir's eyes were filled with some unusual meaning. Zhang Yi frowned and thought for a moment and immediately realized the problem. "You mean, if I go there to receive their treatment, I may leak my own information? The Jiangnan region has extremely advanced science and technology, and there are also special institutions to rate mutants. That is to say, after Zhang Yi was examined by them, his own strength level and even the specific situation of his supernatural power might be thoroughly checked by them." Zhou Keir said seriously, "I am worried that they will get your gene sample and make a weapon against you based on it." Zhang Yi's eyes became more and more profound. He couldn't help but think of the origin bullet. This kind of weapon is specially developed to deal with supernatural beings. If your genetic information is obtained by others, it is very likely that they will use it to develop a weapon specifically targeting you. Not only Zhang Yi felt the danger, but others also felt a chill on their backs. Is it so complicated? "In this case, even if we go there, we must be careful and can't leave our own Uncle Yu," said Intelligence. Especially Fatty Shu, his face was solemn. After thinking about his usual hobbies, he decided to bring some pepper water with him and resolutely not leave any DNA there. Zhou Keir's words successfully convinced Zhang Yi. He felt that it was most reassuring to use his own people as doctors. Zhang Yi nodded and said to Zhou Keir, "Okay, you come with us." "Great." Zhou Keir laughed happily. It was a rare opportunity to go far away, and she certainly didn't want to miss it. At this time, Lu Karen cast an envious look at Zhou Keir and volunteered to say, "Brother, take me with you." Zhang Yi glanced at Lu Karen and rubbed his head. "Don't make trouble. If you all go, how can we take care of you?" Lu Karen gave Zhang Yi a reason that he couldn't resist. Brother, the Jiangnan district has so many advanced weapons, and there must be other things besides the origin bomb. Don't you want to get it? She put one hand on her chest and said confidently, as long as I have a chance to touch them, I can analyze their structure and material composition. There is a high probability that I can replicate it. Zhang Yi slapped his thigh. Go! You must go! No one else can go without my sister. So the candidates who went to Blizzard City were decided so happily. As for the others, they had no plans to follow. Yang Mi and Zhou Haimei liked to stay at home and enjoy the good years quietly. Young Xinxin had to stay at home, on the one hand, to provide information technology support for Zhang Yi and others. On the other hand, only she and Zhang Yi were familiar with the various systems at home. When Zhang Yi left home, she would have to maintain the safety of the shelter, so a total of 6 people and 1 cat decided to go to Blizzard City this time. After Zhang Yi confirmed the number of people going to Blizzard City, he replied to the other party with 3 words: received. This is basic courtesy. After all, reading but not replying can easily give people the impression of arrogance. Soon another email came over. The content inside was very simple. Please wait at Xiaomiaoshan subway station in Lujiang district at 2:30 p.m. on April 7th. Someone will come to pick you up at that time. Zhang Yi was a little surprised. He thought he had to drive there by himself, but he didn't expect that they would arrange a special car. But thinking about it carefully, it made sense. If everyone drove there, there would be too many people and cars, which would be difficult to manage. Thinking of this, Zhang Yi told his family to pack up their things. At this time, there were still 2 days before April 7th. Then he directly started a conference call and pulled Xing Tian, Xiao Honglian, and Chen Jingguan in. The 3 people did not dare to neglect it and immediately appeared in front of the camera. Zhang Yi said, I have replied to the email from Jiangnan district. They said they will arrange someone to come and pick us up. How is it going over there? The 3 people expressed the same idea one after another, and all said the time and address given to them by the other party. There was no suspense. It was the same as the one given to Zhang Yi. Zhang Yi nodded, and at the same time he couldn't help but feel a little scared. If he was careless and didn't reply to the email, it might cause misunderstandings from the other party. Is there any information about Xiaomiaoshan subway station? Can we just take the subway there? Zhang Yi asked the 3 people. Xiao Honglian and Xing Tian looked confused. There are 2 types of transportation lines in China. One is for civilian use and the other is for military use. There are some transportation lines, including railways and subways, that are not open to the public. Their construction is also relatively secretive, and ordinary people can't get in touch with them at all. There is a special train passing by Xiaomiaoshan. Zhang Yi nodded. I see. Since it's a dedicated line, it can operate normally in the end times, right? That's amazing. After sighing, Zhang Yi reminded them not to bring too many people when they go, just a few elite mutant followers. But this is a bit hurtful. There are only a few mutants left in the 3 major bases now, and most of them died in those wars. The 3 major bases now have only a dozen mutants, not as many as the number of mutants in one base at the beginning. The good news is that those who survived are the elite of the elite, and they can barely hold up the scene. Everyone naturally listened to Zhang Yi's words and prepared to go. Zhang Yi leaned back on the sofa and said, I hope nothing goes wrong when we arrive at the Jiangnan regional headquarters.